And I think we come here to actually be here. And being here is, what I mean by that is, being here is the reality of connection. So when we're really here, when we aren't somewhere else in our mind, in our future, in our wanting, in our not wanting, we're actually available for connection, which is our true nature. It's an aliveness, a presence, a vastness. And so I think that's really the reason that we are here, that we come here and we are here, is to either discover that for the first time, what it really means to be connected, or to rediscover it, or to deepen into that which is already present for us. And it is such a relief to not feel the burden of the future, or the burden of the past, or the burden of our beliefs, how it should be, how it should have been, how I could have been. And we tell ourselves all kinds of things. And, since we do tend to communicate with ourselves, I certainly recommend doing it in a way that is supportive, that is patient, that is forgiving, that gives permission to be human, imperfect, just where you are right now. Because we need love. We need to feel connected on a human level. So it's not just this really groovy bliss of spirituality, which, it's a good high, I agree. But that's just the beginning. Getting high isn't what it's about. It's great to be high, as long as you're not disconnected. As long as you're available to really be with another, with the earth, with your own grief, with your own unfulfilled desires, disappointments, trauma, whatever starts to heal and transmute in this vastness of openness which connectedness brings forth. The healing follow-up, the ongoing healing of transformation. That's why awakening is ongoing. It's not like, okay, now I'm here, it's Oz. Just what I expected. Life would be a real drag if it just turned out to be what you expected. Sorry. Yeah, it actually is constantly surprising us and mortifying us. Life is unknowable, really. Being connected, being open, is the ability to move with that mystery as it unfolds, available for whatever is being asked right now. To take care of yourself, however that needs to be done. It may be challenging, right? Whatever's facing you, whatever's burdening you. And we come here also to unburden, to offer up into the space whatever is weighing on our heart, or body or mind. Because there's something amazing about just telling the truth in openness, in acceptance, that can free us, at least even for a little bit, to feel the relief of the fullness of being, even in difficult, overwhelming circumstances. So that's another reason to come and be here, is to let that happen. To come up if you want when we have the dialogue. Not to be caught in the story, not to tell the story, but to actually express the truth of the condition, whatever that is. Not because you want to understand it, not because you want to get the answer or to figure it out, because that doesn't really work. What really works is just to actually offer it, to give it into the space. Because direction of life is a mysterious movement that we align with. And we follow that movement. When you awaken to your true nature, it's a gravitational force field that will move you into the unfolding of life. And when you're aligned with that, you're aligned. It's just, you're clicking along. But why do we appreciate the most amazing, one of the most incredible, gorgeous landscapes that you can see out the window here or outside? Because nature is something that we relate to. Beautiful nature, because it's us. It's like when you come and you are in an environment where you feel uplifted or opened or unburdened or expanded. It's you that you're seeing. The radiance that you're tuning into is you. It's just all reflecting it. It's all a big mirror out there. In here. Out there, in here, what's the difference? The difference between looking at the view and being the view. Be the beauty of the water, of the Golden Gate Bridge, of people in the room. That's the open-hearted, big open-hearted space. That's possible to become more available in the moment as you find your way. It may not be where you're at right now. That's okay. You just start every moment wherever you are. And that really is a nice way to think about it, is, oh, I'm starting right now. Not like I started 40 years ago and how come I'm only here? How many of these have I gone to? How many retreats? Starting right now. That's what, beginner's mind is. That's Zen mind, It truly is beginning now. That's a relief. It means you can let go of the burden of everything else. That's so freeing. It's good to be here. Beautiful, beautiful place. So nice to be in this beautiful place together. It's very nostalgic for me. This is where I met my first main teacher, Jean Klein, back in the mid-'80s, I guess. So, ask yourself right now, am I here? Have I gotten here yet? What would it take just to be here? Can I just give myself permission to let go of anything that's in the way of being right here? And that might be a movement in your heart that wants to happen, or some restlessness in the body, or some anxiety or unsettledness, can you just breathe with how it is? You know? Just breathe into your whole body. And let it wake up. Let it be the full aliveness of all the cells that you are as a body. And then let your senses be filled each moment with just listening, with just seeing, with just feeling, hearing, without any filtering, without any reactivity. And you might find that you are awareness itself. Not someone who is aware, but awareness itself. And then just be that. Just be that awareness. You know, what's so interesting is one of the things that's interesting about coming into an environment like this is that, or listening to podcasts, if somebody's listening to this, is that you hear so many different kind of descriptions of someone's process, whether it's just anybody or somebody who's apparently, quote, a teacher or whatever that is. And I think it's really helpful to point out that everyone's journey is quite unique, actually. Quite unique. And yet the essence of it is universal. The energy, the awareness, that mysterious life force that's moving everything is what we all ultimately line up with. How it moves through a particular body, mind, heart, and how that unfolds is going to be very unique to the individual. So it's not helpful to compare to others or try to follow someone else's experience. It doesn't work. And it's much more important to find out how your process is working and follow that. And just find out what working means once you get that calibration, which is what we're here for, is to make sure you're calibrated for awakening, so to speak. Once you get that calibration, then you're home free, however it moves, however long it takes, whatever you have to go through. You will find your way without question. There's no doubt about it. If that isn't clear, come on up. I remember when I had my first awakening. Come on, sit down. I was 16 and it changed my whole life. I won't go into that now, but I didn't know what happened to me. Well, I had someone when I was 20, a woman named Anne Armstrong, who was a great psychic, told me I had an enlightenment experience, and she explained to me what was happening. I thought, oh, wow. And then it wasn't until I was a monk and monastery and all that, and it wasn't until I met Jean Klein and had a close connection with him that I met someone who was not only an example, was living in that as that presence, and was able to acknowledge what was happening with me. And it was like, oh, and like he said, that's it. You've got it. That's it. Just follow that, and that's all you need to know, basically. And that's true. You know, I mean, it's been quite a journey, and it never stops, actually. So I'm always learning and growing, and it keeps happening. Keeps happening.
Hi.
Hi.
Okay, so I wanted to try something different.
Okay.
I've been toying with this idea that this low self-esteem and comparison that I've had my whole life is not really working for me.
It's not really
working for me or anybody else. And this notion that maybe I could just let it go. Like,
wow,
really.
Something is opening in you when you said that. Did you feel that? Beautiful. Go ahead.
So I just wanted some support to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I can feel the fear in it, strangely, that...
Because that's what it is. It's just a movement of fear that needs to move. Once it's not there, you will be just open.
It's kind of like, it feels like a old, crappy friend, you know?
Yeah. What a great way to put it. Let me take you down.
Yeah. It's like my own personal Debbie Downer, you know?
Yeah.
But there's another part that feels like, no, baby, this is just something you're just carrying around.
Right on. Right on. Beautiful. See? That's the voice of nurturing and support.
And I think there's some other part that feels like, well, if I let it go, I'm going to forget something. Or
well, the parts of ourselves that are habitual, that are reflex, are conditioned to survive. So if they're not allowed to operate, there can be a natural reaction to, wait a minute, are you kidding? I'm keeping you surviving.
Yeah.
I'm what got you here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like Gollum.
Yeah.
It's not who we are. It's not our true nature. So, and you're opening to that. So what's really helpful, what you're talking about, is bringing in another perspective in the process of healing. So that voice is not the only one you're listening to. And you don't have to listen to it. You can say, well, thank you very much. I appreciate all the support you've given me. I appreciate your perspective. And now thank you. And I have another perspective.
Yeah.
A flexible mind is essential. Absolutely essential.
Just like remembering I have options.
Yeah, infinite. How we think about things, we can choose anything.
It's just so funny how that fear, I don't know.
That's all that needs to be allowed, not figured out. It's just, and it's obviously scary, right?
Mm-hmm.
But once we see that emotions are just rivers that move through us, they're not us, then we let them. It's not personal.
Yeah, and it opens up that realm of unknowing, not knowing what, if I'm not that, then what am I?
Yeah, well, you are opening to that in the deepest sense, and you realize you're that. You begin to realize you are this pure openness, this peace, this vastness.
Mm.
So let the tears come, say like you are, and let the fear move and as you're able to, or notice that you're stopping the fear. Mm-hmm. Whatever goes on, just be attentive with how it's happening. We're not in control. We don't make it happen. We're not responsible. It's all that stuff is just ego co-opting the universe,
Yeah, that's another hard one to get used to, is that I don't, because I feel such a heavy burden of responsibility.
Well, this is really where we talk about the human sort of perspective. It's okay to have a human perspective, right? Being responsible and all those things. It's not that you throw that out the window or anything like that. It's just you're shifting where you're coming from. It's not a denial or an ignorance of the human condition or experience. It's just that you are coming from awareness rather than me. You see what I'm saying? You're shifting your perspective from the personal to the absolute, if you will.
I know sometimes I feel it when I just feel if I can just trust that I can respond to whatever's coming up,
Mm-hmm.
that feels more open.
Okay. How are you right now? How would you describe what's happening right now?
I feel like a little constricted, and I'm not sure what that's about.
Where? I could tell that. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's kind of around the head and around the chest, too.
Okay. So let's just see what happens if we just sit here. Is that okay to do
Yes.
that? Can you feel it opening? Something's
A
opening.
little bit.
Yeah.
I can feel it relaxing.
Good. That's good. That's perfect.
I think there's some part of me that feels like, what should I do? What should I do? You know? What?
How does that feel? The question.
It feels like my mind trying to take control of it.
It's fear, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know what to do. Nobody knows what to do. Nobody knows what's going on. That's freedom. Freedom is not knowing and not caring. It's trust. It is. Its nature is profound trust. You see? How's it now? More open?
Yeah, a little bit more open.
Yeah, so that's how it works. You bring awareness to the constriction, notice there's something going on there, I don't know what to do. Feel that, I don't know what to do, which is a feeling really, it's not a thought. Underneath it is a feeling, like, oh God, help. I want to feel secure. I want to know what to do. I want to know where I am. All that stuff, which is all wanting security. No blame for that, just to notice it. It's completely instinctual and understandable, but you have to let the body have its instinctual sensations. That's all. Once you allow that, then you become awareness, and that's the end of fear.
Kind of like emotions, just sort of letting it flow through.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the fear.
We're
comes
afraid
and
of
the fear
being
goes.
expanded. We're afraid of being infinite because there's no boundaries. There's nothing to hold on to.
Yeah.
Initially, it is absolutely 100% terrifying because it's like death. It's a fear of losing control.
Yeah, and that's what that whole self-image thing feels like too. Is it's a kind of death.
Mm-hmm. It's a way of being safe in some way. See, I'm here. Right now there's expansion happening, so I can give you feedback when your expansion's happening. Can you feel it? There's more.
Yeah.
Now there's more expansion from even when you started. You feel that?
Yeah.
Just be that. Be that space. Be the light. There you go. See? See, now your heart's opening more too. So if the emotion can move, then there's more space. And then the big heart, the so-called heart of vastness, whatever you call it.
Yeah.
That's right. Unconditional love.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How are you feeling now?
Good. I just, yeah.
Well, it's okay.
I feel like, okay, this is great right this minute, and then the minute I get up and walk away.
Fear. That's
Yeah.
the fear. That's the future mind. See?
Yeah.
Not here. Remember? I'm not here. I'm not so. As soon as you're not here, that's going to happen, because when we're not here, we will be afraid.
Yeah.
See? Everybody's going, ah. You can hear them. Oh, right, of course. It's a relief to be here.
Yeah.
Don't go out. Don't go anywhere else. Don't leave. Don't abandon yourself. Nice. Here, I just feel this beautiful nurturing of yourself happening, and deeply. It's very nice.
Thank you very
You're
much.
so welcome. Thank you.